Just what does the average American think that their state government should do to try to alleviate the budget problems that are facing most states? Well, we can come at this several different ways, but we recently asked Americans to say whether they favor or oppose a series of 7 different ways that their state budget could be fixed or the deficit lowered. Let's look at the numbers here. A majority of Americans approved of or favored only 2 out of the 7. And those were reducing or eliminating state programs and reducing the number of workers on the state payroll. That is, cutting back on the head count for the state government. We had 65% and 62% of Americans respectively who approved of those. Just under half of Americans approved of changing state laws to limit the bargaining power of state employee unions. 49% approved that, 45% disapproved. Now that's important. Notice the wording of that. That's why I read it carefully. Changing state laws to limit the bargaining power of state employee unions. That contrasts with a different question that we asked a bit ago, where we said, do you favor or oppose taking away the rights of state employee unions to bargain collectively? Words to that effect. And when we ask it that way, we had 6 out of 10 Americans oppose. So clearly this question is not as dramatic. Instead of taking away, this says limit. And instead of saying collective bargaining rights, we said the bargaining power of state employee unions. So clearly, how much support you get for the kind of thing that's going on in Wisconsin right now depends on how you phrase it to respondents. But when we phrase it this way, again, it about breaks even. 49% approving, 45% disapproving. Fewer still Americans approved of the other 4 ways we put in front of them of reducing their state's deficit. That included reducing state worker pay and benefits, raising state taxes on businesses, raising individual taxes, and borrowing more money by issuing bonds. Notice one other point in this. Americans are more in favor of cutting back the payroll totally in their state, that is, firing state workers, than they are of reducing the pay and benefits of the workers who continue to work there, which is a very interesting contrast. I'm Dr. Frank Newport, Gallup's Editor-in-Chief.